Hello everyone, and welcome back. I am so grateful you have joined me today, and I can't wait to dive into something that has the power to change your life. That is, I have come to share with you 5 secrets that every man holds deep within his heart, secrets that, if understood, will transform your relationships, marriages, and interactions with the men in your life. These are not just ideas. They are principles embedded in the very fabric of a man's being. And when you embrace these truths, you will unlock a level of love, loyalty, and devotion that many women desire but few truly experience. The first secret is this: a man's greatest need is not love, it is respect. You see, love is important, but if you tell a man you love him while making him feel small, insignificant, or incapable, your love means nothing to him. A man measures his worth by how he is valued. When a man feels respected, he will go to war for you, protect you, and pour out his heart for you. But when he feels disrespected, he will shut down, withdraw, or even seek that respect elsewhere. Secondly, men are not always expressive with words, but they show love through actions. A man may not always say, "I love you 100 times a day," but he will build, provide, protect, and serve. He may fix things around the house, work long hours, or take on responsibilities silently. These are his love languages. If you do not recognize these actions as love, you may wrongly assume he does not care. Learn to see his actions for what they are: silent declarations of his devotion. The third secret is that men need a safe place to be vulnerable. Ladies, the world tells a man to be strong, to never cry, to never admit fear. He is told that showing weakness makes him less of a man, and so he walks around with battles in his mind, with unspoken burdens in his heart. If you are the woman who creates a space where he can be himself without ridicule, without criticism, without making him feel small, you will have a man who is deeply connected to you. The woman who understands his pain becomes the one he trusts with his soul. The fourth secret is this: a man's purpose is his life's mission. He is not just looking for love, he is looking for someone who believes in his vision. Before he even thinks about marriage, he is asking himself, can this woman help me fulfill my assignment in life? When a woman supports his dreams and aligns with his purpose, she becomes irreplaceable to him. But when she competes with it or distracts him from it, he may begin to resent her. The greatest gift you can give a man is not just your beauty or charm, it is your belief in his calling. And finally, men don't just want to be loved, they want to be needed. A man wants to feel like he adds value to your life, not just financially, but emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. If a man feels like he is just an accessory in your life, he will begin to withdraw. Show him that what he does matters, that his presence makes a difference. When a man feels needed, he will stay present. When he feels unnecessary, he will begin to fade away. These are the 5 secrets that men wish you knew. Not because they are complicated, but because society has trained us to overlook them. If you apply these principles, you will see a transformation in the men around you. You will find deeper love, greater connection, and a level of devotion that is built on understanding. And when a man is truly understood, he will move mountains for the woman who sees him for who he really is. A man's deepest emotional craving is respect. It is the foundation upon which he builds his confidence, self-worth, and ability to love fully. While love is essential, respect is what fuels a man's drive to lead, protect, and provide. When a man feels respected, he feels valued, appreciated, and empowered to step into his role with strength and certainty. Respect is not just about words, it is about actions, tone, and attitude. A man can tell when he is being honored and when he is being belittled. He notices when his efforts are appreciated and when they are dismissed as insignificant. Even the smallest gesture, acknowledging his hard work, trusting his decisions, and valuing his input speak volumes to his heart. A man does not need perfection from a woman, but he does need to feel that he is seen as capable and competent. Disrespect, even when unintentional, wounds a man deeply. Criticism, constant correction, or making him feel inadequate strips him of his confidence. When a man senses disrespect, he either shuts down emotionally or reacts defensively. This is why many men withdraw from conversations or become silent when they feel attacked. They are not avoiding responsibility. They are protecting themselves from feeling diminished. Respect is also about allowing a man to lead in his way. It does not mean blind submission, but rather trusting him enough to handle responsibilities. A man thrives when he knows his opinions matter, his strengths are recognized, and his efforts are not taken for granted. Encouragement and admiration inspire him to give his best. When a man is honored, he pours out his love more freely, knowing that the woman beside him sees him as worthy, capable, and strong. Men are not always vocal about their emotions, but their love is evident in what they do rather than just what they say. While women often express affection through words, men demonstrate their love through action. Their commitment is reflected in the way they provide, protect, and support the people they care about. A man may not always say, "I love you" multiple times a day, but he will show it through his consistency, responsibility, and willingness to sacrifice. A man's love is seen in the little things, fixing something that is broken, ensuring his family is safe, working long hours to provide, or simply being present in difficult moments. He does not always feel the need to verbalize his emotions because in his mind, his actions are proof enough. He believes that love is shown, not just spoken. When a man takes care of responsibilities, makes life easier, or supports dreams and ambitions, he is expressing love in the best way he knows how. Misunderstandings often arise when his efforts go unnoticed. When a woman expects verbal affirmations but overlooks his silent expressions of love, he may feel unappreciated. This is why acknowledging his actions is so important. When his efforts are recognized, he is encouraged to do even more. But when they are taken for granted or dismissed, he may withdraw, feeling as though his love is unimportant. Men also express love through problem solving. When a woman shares her struggles, a man instinctively looks for solutions because he sees this as a way to care for her. His desire to fix things is not a lack of empathy, but an attempt to provide security and stability. Understanding this helps bridge the gap between emotional expression and the practical ways men show love. Men are often taught from a young age that strength means suppressing emotions, that vulnerability is a weakness, and that showing fear or uncertainty makes them less of a man. Society expects men to be providers, protectors, and pillars of strength, but beneath that exterior, they experience doubts, fears, and struggles just like anyone else. The difference is that they rarely feel safe enough to express them. Many men carry silent burdens, not because they do not want to share, but because they fear being judged, ridiculed, or misunderstood. A man longs for a place where he can let down his guard without being seen as weak. He needs someone who will listen without criticism, who will allow him to express his struggles without trying to fix him or use his vulnerability against him later. Trust is essential in this process. If a man opens up once and is met with mockery, impatience, or dismissal, he may never do it again. Instead, he will retreat into silence, carrying his struggles alone. When a woman creates a space where a man feels emotionally safe, he will form a deeper bond with her. He will begin to share his dreams, his fears, and even the pain he has never spoken about before. He does not need every problem solved. He just needs to know that someone genuinely cares. Encouragement, patience, and understanding give him the confidence to be his true self without fear of being seen as less of a man. Emotional security allows a man to love more freely. When he feels safe, He does not have to pretend to be invincible. He can be both strong and vulnerable, knowing that his emotions are respected, valued, and protected in the hands of someone who truly understands him. A man's identity is deeply connected to his sense of purpose. More than love, companionship, or even success, a man longs to know that his life has meaning. He is driven by the need to achieve, build, and contribute to something greater than himself. Without a clear sense of purpose, he feels lost, unfulfilled, and disconnected from his true potential. His purpose is not just his career or financial success. It is the reason he wakes up every day, the vision that fuels his passion, and the mission that gives his life direction. A man measures his worth by what he accomplishes. This is why he dedicates himself to work, leadership, and personal growth. When his purpose is nurtured and supported, he thrives in every area of his life. But when it is questioned, undermined, or ignored, he begins to feel inadequate and frustrated. A man needs to know that the people closest to him, especially the woman in his life, believe in his vision. If he feels that she does not respect his calling, he will either distance himself emotionally or pour his energy into something else where he feels valued. Distractions, setbacks, and discouragement can cause a man to waver in his sense of purpose, but the right support can reignite his fire. He is not looking for someone to control or redefine his mission. He is looking for someone who stands beside him as he pursues it. A woman who encourages his dreams, speaks life into his ambitions, and understands the weight of his calling becomes irreplaceable to him. She is not just his partner. She is his greatest source of strength. When a man fully embraces his purpose, he walks with confidence, knowing that his life has meaning and that he is making a lasting impact. A man desires to be more than just a companion in a woman's life. He wants to feel truly needed. Being wanted is flattering, but being needed gives him a sense of purpose and value in the relationship. When a man knows that his presence, efforts, and contributions make a meaningful difference, he feels empowered, motivated, and deeply connected. He wants to be more than just someone who shares moments. He wants to be an integral part of a woman's life, someone whose presence adds strength, stability, and support. A man does not want to feel replaceable. If he senses that he is merely an option or that his role in a woman's life is insignificant, he begins to withdraw emotionally. He needs to know that what he brings to the table, whether through protection, provision, guidance, or support, is valued and recognized. It is not about feeding his ego, but affirming his importance. When his contributions are dismissed, overlooked, or taken for granted, he may begin to question his place in the relationship. Feeling needed does not mean a woman must depend on a man for everything. It simply means allowing him to play his role. Many men express love through acts of service, fixing things, offering advice, solving problems, or providing solutions. When a woman acknowledges and appreciates these gestures, she speaks directly to his heart. He does not need excessive praise, but he does need to know that what he does matters. A man thrives when he feels like a protector, a provider, and a source of strength. He wants to contribute, to lead, and to be a pillar of support. When he knows that his presence enriches a woman's life, he will remain deeply committed, always striving to give his best. Men and women communicate in fundamentally different ways, not because one is better than the other, but because they are wired differently. Men tend to be solution-oriented, direct, and pragmatic in their conversations, while women often communicate to connect, express emotions, and process thoughts out loud. This difference can sometimes lead to misunderstandings, frustrations, or feelings of being unheard, not because a man does not care, but because he processes communication differently. When a woman shares a problem, she may simply want to be heard, to express her emotions, and to feel supported. A man, however, instinctively listens with the intent to fix the issue. He believes that showing love means providing a solution, not just listening. If he immediately offers advice instead of empathizing, the woman may feel dismissed, while the man may feel confused as to why his practical help is not appreciated. Recognizing this difference can prevent frustration and help both partners communicate more effectively. Men also prefer clear, concise, and direct communication. They may not always pick up on subtle hints, body language, or unspoken emotions in the same way women do. If a woman assumes he should just know what she is feeling without saying it directly, she may end up feeling neglected while he remains unaware that anything is wrong. Instead, men respond best when they are told plainly what is needed, expected, or concerning. Silence is another form of communication for men. When a man withdraws or becomes quiet, it is often because he is processing his thoughts internally. Unlike women, who may talk things out to gain clarity, men retreat into their minds to find solutions. This does not mean he is ignoring the issue. It means he is working through it in his own way. Understanding these differences helps create better harmony, reducing conflict, and strengthening emotional connection. A man's heart thrives on appreciation. He may not always express it, but deep down he longs to know that his efforts, sacrifices, and contributions are recognized. Whether he is working hard to provide, solving problems, or simply being present, he wants to feel that what he does matters. When a man is appreciated, he feels valued, respected, and motivated to give even more. But when his efforts go unnoticed or taken for granted, he may begin to feel unimportant, unrecognized, and disconnected. Men often show love through actions rather than words, and in return they seek acknowledgement rather than constant praise. A simple thank you or a small gesture of recognition can mean the world to him. He wants to know that his work, his protection, his guidance, and his support are seen. Many men will continue giving without asking for anything in return, but if they feel their contributions are never acknowledged, they may eventually withdraw, feeling as though their presence makes no difference. Appreciation is not just about big achievements. It is about the small, everyday acts of service that men do out of love. Holding the door open, fixing something in the house, taking care of responsibilities are all expressions of care. When a woman notices these things and expresses gratitude, it strengthens his connection to her. He feels encouraged, respected, and secure in his role. A man who feels appreciated will always give his best. When he knows that his presence and efforts make a difference, he remains engaged, devoted, and emotionally invested. Appreciation is not about inflating his ego. It is about affirming his value. When a man feels valued, he will naturally pour more love, protection, and commitment into the relationship. Understanding these fundamental truths about men is the key to building stronger, deeper, and more fulfilling relationships. Men are not as complicated as they are often perceived to be. They simply have different emotional needs that, when met, bring out their best. A man thrives when he is respected, when his love is acknowledged through actions, when he has a safe space to be vulnerable, when his purpose is supported, when he feels truly needed, when his communication style is understood, and when his efforts are appreciated. When a woman recognizes and embraces these truths, she unlocks a level of connection and devotion that many long for but few experience. A man who feels valued, understood, and supported will move mountains for the woman who gives him that foundation. He will pour out his love freely, not out of obligation, but out of deep gratitude and devotion. True love is not just about emotions, it is about understanding. When both men and women learn to appreciate and respect each other's unique nature, they build relationships that are not only lasting but also fulfilling. A man does not need perfection. He needs a partner who sees him for who he truly is and stands beside him as he walks in his purpose. When he finds that, he will give his heart without hesitation, creating a bond that is unshakable, powerful, and built to last.